Hi guys, it's Wendy from Ask the Landlady, and I'm here with all the tips and tricks to help you make a profit in real estate rentals. So today's question is, what types of rental assistant programs might there be out there to help my tenants? Which is a great question, because say you have a great tenant, they're paying, they're doing well, they lose their job, and or they're going to start another job that's going to be a few weeks, which is creating a shortfall for them, or they have an emergency situation, a child gets sick, car breaks down, yada yada yada. Right? We all have all these issues that could come up that's going to suddenly make rent short. Having some things on hand or some ideas for your tenants about where they might be able to get rental assistance is a great idea. That to just help you and help them. It could be a great situation, especially if you have a lot of units. Somebody is going to have a shortfall at some point in time. And there's programs out there that are there to help people who are struggling, to help a single mom with kids that needs to find some way to get school supplies and pay rent and get the car fixed and all those types of issues. So one first place you might want to start is, as far as federal programs go, is looking at HUD, or the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. They offer this Section 8 program, or HUD housing program, that provides rental vouchers for tenants. And usually the HUD pays a portion and the tenant pays a portion. Sometimes HUD pays the whole portion, and it just depends on this formula that they do. If it's something that you're interested in doing, I highly recommend you find out who your local agency is that runs the HUD program and go in and just talk to somebody to say, I want to know how this works. I'm a landlord. They're always looking for landlords who will work with them. It can be a good thing because you get dedicated money, but it can be difficult because you have to provide 60-day notices. You have to undergo inspections. There's other aspects to that. So to truly understand it, I recommend you bend somebody's ear at your local agency to see how it's working and see what's going on. Now, there's lots of other things that are just short term. That's something that's long term for somebody who really truly is going to struggle a lot and always need rental assistance every month. Now, somebody who's just shortfall, that type of thing, my county actually does and administers a PRC loans, which is prevention, retention, and contingency. And it's where people can get some low or zero interest loans that will allow them to pay rent and stay in the place. Sometimes you actually have to issue a 3-day notice, something that indicates that you're getting ready to evict if they don't get this loan. So there might be some paperwork, but there is some little short-term solutions out there. We also have a women's domestic abuse shelter that will provide women with some short-term loans or vouchers or rental assistance. And there's several churches in the area that, particularly if the tenant has like a shortfall of $100 or under $300, they'll come in and kind of take care of that for the tenant, which is a great situation to have. So having a list of these different agencies, nonprofit organizations, churches who helps with rent may keep you from evicting somebody that truly only has a short-term 1-2 month problem, and then they've got a new job, then they're back on track, then the kid's no longer sick, and the hospital bill's paid, all those types of situations that's keeping them from getting their rent on time. And some other things you might want to keep in mind is just keep your ear to the pulse of what's going on in your community as far as utility reimbursements or grants for new refrigerators or air conditioning or food or all those types of things that might just help your tenant out. Again, when you provide those services to your tenants, just like, hey, here's a list of things I think might help you, it means that they're going to be more willing to come to you and discuss with you this shortfall. Because the last thing you want is somebody who just hides at home, is too embarrassed to talk to you about it, and then you get to the point of actually having to evict them because you've never heard from them, and then they get further and further behind. It's just a terrible situation. You want to nip it in the bud. If you can get some rental short-term assistance or give them some ideas, that's certainly an open dialogue. And again, I always think it's better to communicate. I tell my tenants, listen, you can do it the easy way or the hard way. I don't know unless you tell me. And if you tell me, then we're going to come up with a solution. The solution may be you've got to move out, but there's always a solution. There's always something we can talk about. And it's definitely better than us having to see each other in court all the time. I can personally guarantee that, and I'm sure you can too. So anyway, I'd love to hear about it. Do you know of any other rental assistant programs or things that have worked in your area for tenants? I would love to hear about it, and so would all the other landladies and landlords that are all trying to learn from each other. So shoot us a comment, hit subscribe so we can keep talking about these things, and check out my website, askthelandlady.com, and Amazon for any of my books. Just look me up, Wendy Myers, Ask the Landlady, and I hope you just have a fantastic day. See ya.